Blackstone Audio presents The Angel Stone, a novel by Juliet Dark. This book is read by Justine Eyre. For Linda Marrow, eloquent editor and dear friend. Chapter 1. Do you believe in fairy tales, Professor McFay? I turned to the young man who had asked the question, searching his bland and innocent face for traces of sarcasm or derision. I just finished going over the syllabus for my Introduction to Fairy Tales class and had asked the class to write a short essay on their favorite childhood fairy tale. When I asked if there were any questions, I'd gotten the usual. How long does it have to be? Can I use the personal pronoun? Who, I always wondered, had ever told them not to, and can I borrow a pen? I wasn't expecting an inquiry on my personal beliefs on the existence of fairies, though the young man looked harmless enough. Like so many of the new freshman class, he was tall, blonde, and athletically fit in his snug Alpha Delta Chi t-shirt. He had the face of an angel, but that, I'd learned recently, wasn't necessarily a good sign. I looked down at my roster to remind myself of the student's name. Good question, Mr. Sinclair. What I believe is that fairy tales are culturally important, provide an essential outlet for a child's imagination, and by studying them, we gain a critical understanding of Western literature. I believe very much in the value of fairy tales. But do you believe that the things that happen in fairy tales really can happen? He persisted. That pumpkins turn into carriages and frogs turn into princes? Do you believe in fairies? The kid was definitely a plant. What 18-year-old would ask that question with a straight face? Of course, it would be easiest just to say that I didn't believe in fairies, but somehow I couldn't. I'd feel as if I were killing Tinkerbell. I believe, Mr. Sinclair, that if I spend any more time on your question, I'll be shortchanging the class of their 35 minutes allotted by the English department to complete the diagnostic essay, I said. Why don't we put your question off to another day? Adam Sinclair merely smiled and shrugged, then picked up his pen and began to write, as did the 23 other young people in the class. I breathed a sigh of relief and picked up the extra copies of the syllabus I'd handed out. As I shuffled the papers, I noticed that my hands were shaking. Sinclair's question had disturbed me. Maybe it was a mistake to teach this class. I thought at first it was a tamer choice than my usual sex lives of demon lovers or kick-ass vampire slayers classes, but I was beginning to wonder if teaching a class on fairy tales at the new Fairwick College.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?